Hello and welcome to Grey Dog FM. Today's episode on Leeds United back to the Premier League. We're going to be looking at what's happened throughout the summer, the transfers, the staff ins and outs. Look at the team as it stands at the moment. Today we're on the 2nd of August 2020. Season's just about to start. We're going to look at the friendlies that we've played. Look at the staff first of all. We brought in 19, including 6 scouts, data analysis, under 18s data analysis, head of youth development, coached. The only one that I brought in is the coach Andy Hughes, former player, was available on a free transfer, so I brought him in, such as his enthusiasm for the club. I also brought in 2 fitness coaches. Some of the players were complaining that the fitness coaches weren't good enough. We've also got a physio for the first team, an under-18s physio, a sports scientist, an under-18 sports scientist, and I can't take credit for this one. We've also brought in as our under-23s assistant manager, none other than Peter Crouch. Okay, previously been playing at Rangers, finished his playing career, finished at Rangers in 2018. He was available on a free transfer, and my director of football brought him in as the under-23s assistant manager. So not a very glamorous job, but gets his coaching management career underway here at Leeds. And the other thing we got was an under-18s assistant manager. So we brought in 6 scouts, and we've raided Blackburn particularly. We've got 2 scouts from Blackburn, and a fitness coach as well from Blackburn. And we've also, as we'll see later, got one of their players in. So that's the staff situation. As I said, 19 coming in. If you want to find out how we got to this position, look at my video, a 3-year experiment, Leeds with 500 million in the bank. If you see that one, that will give you what went on before this particular date, 2020. So let's have a look at players that we've brought in. 12 players so far. Transfer window still open till the end of August, and we've let 19 players go. Total outlay so far 34 million and 6.25 million recoup, so just under 28 million spent. And this is where the problem is. It sounds easy to spend the money in the transfer market, but the club is in the Championship. The club did finish 12th last year, so tried to sign lots and lots of players, agreed fees with the clubs, but they wouldn't come. They wouldn't even talk to me. The agent said Leeds are not high standing, couldn't even speak to them. Batshuayi, the striker from Chelsea, agreed a fee for him. Danny Ings, another striker. Jordan Rhodes, Dwight Gale, Jamie Vardy, and Andy Carroll. Those are some of the strikers that we agreed fees for, but never even got round to speaking with them about money. We know we've got lots of money available, but if you can't offer these players money, then you can't get them in. We're looking for goalkeepers. Balikowski at Ipswich was one goalkeeper. Heaton at Burnley. Conor Hurahan, midfielder. Hefele, the defender who played for Huddersfield, is in Germany. Tried to get him, very good stats and attributes for him, but the club just wouldn't sell. And as in the real life world, this doesn't seem to unsettle players or anything. They don't come back to you. So these are the players that we have got in. And a major signing, the first signing was Ryan Sessegnon, left back, left midfield, left wing back. And we had to pay over the odds to get him from Bournemouth, who are a Premier Division club. We paid 14 million up front, rising to 15.5 million. So if we look, he's 21 years old, and current ability 3-star, potential ability 4-star. Down as an attacking midfield. If we change that to defender left, he's the best left-sided defender we've got in the club. If we look at his history, Say he went from Fulham to Bournemouth for 6.75 million. Not a really outstanding season, 26 games, 6.6 average, but very good for Fulham, as we know in real life. 42 games, 2 goals, 3 assists, 6.94 average. As I said, we had to pay 14 million to get him out of Bournemouth. So that's the top signing we've been able to make so far. Then we got in Leeds Utd. We have reasonable strikers at the club, but felt we needed a different kind of striker, target man in Leeds Utd. 1.4 million from Villa. And if we look at him, he's 3-star current ability, 3-star potential ability as a backup striker or a different type of striker. And we came in from Villa for 1.4 million. If we look at Villa, last 2 seasons, he scored 18 and 11 goals and had an average going up to 7. So if we look at Villa, their season last season, they did finish 5th in the Championship. So they finished in the playoffs. He was a player in their squad. So that was the reasoning behind that signing. And we've got Robin Reiter, goalkeeper. As I mentioned previously, we tried to get Heaton, other goalkeepers in from the Premier League. Wouldn't even listen. So we got Robin Reiter from Sunderland, and for 2 million, rising to 2.3 million. Again, had to pay that sort of money. He's only valued at 1.2 million. 34-year-old Dutch keeper. If we look at his season last year for Sunderland, we'll see he conceded 44 goals, but he had 14 clean sheets. That's the reasoning behind that, and an average going up to 7. So Sunderland did finish in the playoffs, I believe, last year. He finished 6th in the Championship, so a top Championship keeper experience. And as we look at the squad later, we'll see we've got a very good backup keeper as well. Now, this one was brought in by the youth director, Chris Williams from Chelsea, youngster, 18-year-old Australian, 6 under-20 caps. And we've loaned him out, as you can see there. He's gone out on loan to Rotherham. Never played a game, but we paid 120,000 for him. So I can't take credit for that. That's one for the future. John Taylor from Ipswich, 1 million, rising to 1.3. Not somebody that I'd heard of before. 29-year-old. So valued at 1.7 million. So we've paid under the odds for him. And he came in from Ipswich. Played 34 games, 8 goals and 7 assists. That's what attracted me to him. Goal scorer and assist. Right midfielder, and an average of just under 7, 6.99. If we have a look at Ipswich, you can see that they finished 8th, just outside the playoffs last season. So in a reasonable team, an average of nearly 7. That's the reason for signing John Taylor. We also got Jan Kirchhoff from Fulham. Fulham got relegated this season, so he was available, but we still had to pay 3 million for him, rising to 3.6. Current ability of 3.5, and decent central midfielder, defensive midfielder. Can also play as a centre-back, although when assigning him, he wanted to play in his favourite position, which is centre midfield. And if we look at last season, for Fulham, he played 40 games, made 3 assists, and a rating of 6.6. A solid player, plenty of experience. And that's Jan Kirchhoff. Scott Wharton, young player, mentioned earlier. We had a signing from Blackburn, 1.4 million, rising to 1.9. A left-sided centre-back. Although his favourite position is centre, he is left-footed. His current ability 2.5, potential ability 3.5. So as I say, he's our only reliable left footer and could slot into the defence straight away. Last season, 42 games for 6.73, and Blackburn finished 22nd and were relegated to League One. So that's Scott Wharton. Adam Forshaw signed in real life by Leeds United for 4.5 million, reported fee from Middlesbrough. At the end of last season, he was at Crystal Palace. Tried to sign him there, but wanted quite a bit of money for him for someone who's running out of contract. Ran out of contract, became available on a free. So we picked up Adam to add experience to our central midfield on a free transfer. Current ability 3, potential ability 3. And if we look at centre midfield, he would be our first choice there, with O'Kane second. And if we look at his season last season, for Crystal Palace in the Premier League, 19 appearances, 3 goals, 1 assist, 6.69. But in the Championship, he made 34, 3 goals, 2 assists. So solid central midfielder. And that's Adam Forshaw. Taylor Moore is a central defender we picked up from MK Dons. Young player, right-sided central defender. Possibly one for the future, but also backup. 2.5 star. Current ability 3 star, potential ability. Last season, MK Dons had only just bought him for 675,000, but made a little profit there. Played 45 games, 1 goal, 6 assists for a centre back. That's not bad. And 8 player of the matches and an average of 7.46. Let's see if he can make the step up. I've every chance he will do, because in the Championship for Bristol City, he had a 6.85 average. But bought as a backup central defender, that's Taylor Moore. Jamie Murphy, I was looking for a left-sided player who could provide some assists, so we got in Jamie Murphy, valued at 2.2, and we got him in for 2.5. Last year for Birmingham, 42 appearances, 6 goals, 5 assists, 6.8. So solid player. Previous season, 7 goals, 8 assists. So he chips in with goals quite regularly. From the left side, although he's a right footer, that's Jamie Murphy. Signed for 2.5 million, possibly raising to 3.1 million. The next one is a young loanee from Tottenham. He's got a current ability of 1.5, but a potential ability of 4. So we'll probably give him a few cup games and put him on the bench for a bit, see how he does. Tashan Oakley Booth. If we look at his career, he's not played a game as yet, so he's not first loan move. We'll see if we can improve him and possibly sign him later. And the last one we got in was Louis Thompson, solid player, 7.5 million we had to pay for him. And he is 3 star current ability, 3 star potential ability, centre midfield, third in line, O'Kane, Forshaw, Thompson. Ronald Vieira, current player, also on 3 star. So got quite a lot of competition now in the centre of midfield. If you look at his Villa stats for last season, 36 appearances, 3 assists, 7.05, 6.9 previous season. So certainly strengthening up the centre of midfield there. So 12 players in so far, 34 million we've spent. Could have been a lot more if we'd have got the signings that we wanted. But there's still time yet. The window's still open for just about a month. And the players going out. Ibrahim Cisse went to MK Dons for 425,000. Benanita went to Premier League Swansea for 900,000, rising to 1.2 million. He wanted to move, couldn't really stop him. Wasn't figuring in my plans for this season. Felix Wiedewald, again same thing, Wolves in the Premier Division. Came in free, we wanted to leave, and we were looking to strengthen the keepers with our bids for other keepers in the Premier League, not being able to pull those off. But he's gone to Wolves for 3 million, good fee there, rising to 3.1. Morgan Fox, left back, again wanted a move. Sunderland came in, and he's gone there for 1.3, rising to 1.7. Free transfers going out: Wilkes, Vieira, Nketiah, Downing, Huffer, Knight, Boy, Carlin, Stewart, Acte, Hassel, Simpson. Then James Roberts, a young player we sent out on loan last season, has also gone out on loan this season to Coventry. Last season went to League 2, this season League 1. So we'll see if he can improve himself there. Chris Williams, the aforementioned player brought in by my youth development manager, has gone out on loan to Rotherham. Hadi Sacco, sold him to Bristol City for 220,000, or about 3 clubs in for him, but he wanted to move to Bristol, so there he's gone. Christopher Oikonomidis, previous signing on the experiment. If you want to know what went on there before this date, the 3-year experiment, watch my video for that, and you'll get up to date with how these players came to Leeds. He's gone to Forest for 300,000, so bringing in 6.25 million. We've spent just under 28 million so far. There's plenty of money in the bank. We'll see if we can get any more in the rest of the transfer window. Right, we've looked at the transfers, so let's have a look at our team as it stands at the moment. So if we have a look first of all at our goalkeepers, we've got 2 good goalkeepers. We've got this recent signing, Reuter, 3 stars, and then we've got the younger goalkeeper Jonathan DeBee, 2.5 stars as backup. So we've got 2 reasonable keepers. On the defence, at left back, we've got Nagatomo, the older player that we've just given an extra 12-month contract to. But our big signing, 14 million, Ryan Sessegnon, should be our first choice left back. In the centre back department, we've got our skipper Pablo Mari. He's out injured at the moment at 3.5 star. And our record signing at 26 million, vice captain Jesus Vallejo, who is 4 stars. Those are our first choice centre backs. First choice right back is Luke Ayling at 3 star. And other central defenders, we've got Scott Wharton, 2.5 stars. Deli Ojilaja at 2.5 stars. Taylor Moore, 2.5 stars. And other right back we've got is Ryan Fredericks. In midfield, on the left we've got Carlos De Pena, 3 star. Jamie Murphy, we signed as backup for 3 stars. On the right hand side we've got Stuart Dallas, 3.5 stars. John Taylor, the new signing, at 3 star. In the centre midfield we've got Ronaldo Vieira, current player with Union O'Kane, both 3 stars. Signing Adam Forshaw, 3 stars. Louis Thompson is 3 star. Up front we've got a real good array of strikers. We had 4 strikers here already, in Andreasen on loan from Chelsea, a super youngster, 4-star rating. He's on loan for the season. Was on loan last season. We renewed that to get him back this season. Last year's top scorer and highest earner at the club is Patrick Bamford at 3.5 stars. And then backup strikers we've got Thierry Ambrose, 3 star. Rudy Gestede, new signing, target man, 3 star. And Lys Mousset, who was out on loan last year, 3 stars. So we've got a reasonable squad. We may just make 1 or 2 additions to strengthen the squad, or if we get a star player in who will come to us, who knows. We've got plenty of money, so we could make some more signings. The board are asking for a top half finish, so I think we should easily do that. And the media are saying a 6th place position in the place. That's more like it, but we'll definitely be going for that as a minimum. We'd be wanting to get automatic promotion if we can get the players in, and spend the money that we have. So this is how the friendlies went. We drew 1-1 away at Grimsby. 2-2 draw at home to Arsenal was a really good game. I'd like to show the goals from that game. And Arsenal passing it around at the back. We're in the 39th minute of the match, so we held our own until that stage. Here we are, passing it around at the back. And it's cut out by an Arsenal defender. And they will move the ball into the box eventually. Gets past our right back. Again, we don't clear the ball into the box, and their youngster Jones tucks it away. So 1-0 after 40 minutes. Mike Jones, I think he was only 18 years old. being blooded, a young Englishman in an Arsenal team. So just before half time we conceded another. Again Arsenal work it to the right side this time, ball into the box and worked around, gets away on the left side again, tucks it in and shoots. Goalkeeper's got no chance. So 2-0 we went in at half time. Gave the lads a stern talking to, and we came out the second half and played a lot better. Gestead came on, and we're working the ball nicely, just like Arsenal. O'Kane, who came on as a sub, shot from outside the box. Keeper really should have saved that, I think. But 2-1. And then in the 85th minute, we got on level terms. Forshaw. And there you go, Gestead getting his first goal for the club and equalising after 85 minutes. If you look at the stats on the game, Arsenal 15 shots, 6 on target. They had the better of the game, but 2-2. Then we went to Paris, second division French team, and drew 1-1. Got a real roasting in that game. We were lucky to get away with a draw. And then we played Portuguese side Academica at home 0-0 the other way around. With that one we had all the chances, but we couldn't score. That's all the friendlies and what's happened during the summer. We'll be coming back in the next episode with a final friendly against Aldershot and our first league game at home to Queen's Park Rangers. If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave a thumbs up, and if you want to get more Leeds United back to the Premier League, please subscribe. Thank you for watching.